a big parade with 110 cornets close at hand. They were followed by rows and rows of the finest virtuosos, the cream of every famous band. 76 trombones fought the morning sun with 110 cornets right behind. There were more than 1,000 reeds springing up like weeds. There were horns of every shape and kind. There were copper-bottomed timpanis and horse platoons, thundering, thundering all along the way. Double-bell euphoniums and big bassoons, each bassoon having his big back say. There were 50 mountains.
Ramsey Junction! Ramsey, next stop!
You're crazy with the heat, but it's no good from Ocean Hill.
Board! All aboard!
Why not? What's the matter with you?
It's all the fact. Charlie, you're an anvil salesman. Your firm give credit?
No, sir!
Nor anybody else.
River City! River City, next!
Cash for the merchandise. Cash for the button hooks.
Cash for the cotton goods, cash for the hard goods, cash for the soft goods,
Cash for the fancy goods.
Cash for the nuggets and the piggins and the firkins.
cash for the hog's head, cascan, demijohn, cash for the cracks and the pickles and the flypaper.
Well, where do you talk? Where do you talk? Where do you talk? Where do you talk? Where do you talk?
Where do you get it?
Where do you talk?
You can talk, you can talk, you can bicker, you can talk, you can bicker, 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 you can talk, you can talk, you can talk, 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 bicker, 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 you can talk all you want, but it's different than it was.
No, it ain't, but you gotta know the territory.
That's not C4, mid-trouble, mid-people want to go. Want to get up and go. 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 14, 22, 23 miles. County seat.
Yes, sir, yes, sir.
Who's going to patronize a little bitty 2x4 kind of store anymore?
What do you talk, what do you talk?
Where do you get it?
Not the Model T at all. Take a gander at the store. It's a modern store. It's a modern departmentalized grocery store.
Where do you talk? 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 Where do you get it? Where do you talk? Where do you talk? Where do you talk? Where do you get it?
You can talk, you can bicker, you can talk, you can bicker, you can bicker, 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 you can talk, you can talk, you can talk, 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 bicker, 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 you can talk all you want, but it's different than it was.
No, it ain't, but you gotta know the territory.
Why? Do you need a business mid-trouble? Do you need it? You need to put the crackers in a package. Do you need a business in an airtight sanitary package? Makes cracker barrel obsolete.
Obsolete.
Cracker Barrel went out the window of the mail pouch, cup club time buzzed over. Change a butcher of a traveling salesman, made for yard.
No, it ain't, but you gotta know the territory.
Gone.
Gone with the hog's head, cascan, demijohn, gone with the sugar barrel, pickle barrel, milk pan, gone with the tub and the pail and the tears.
Ever meet a fellow by the name of Hill?
Hill.
Hill.
No, just a minute.
Never heard it. Hill.
Now he doesn't know the territory.
Doesn't know the territory.
What's those lines?
Never worries about his line.
Never worries about his line.
Will the Cracker Barrel being obsolete? Or do you need a biscuit in the airtight sanitary package or the Model T4?
Just a minute.
Never worries about his line.
Never worries about his line?
Or a doggone thing. He's a bang beat, bell ringing, big hog, great go, neck of nothing every time a bullseye salesman. That's just a Harold Hill.
Tell us what's his line. What's his line?
He's a fake and he doesn't know the territory.
Where do you talk? Where do you talk? Where do you talk?
He's a music man.
He's a what?
He's a music man, and he sells clarinets to the kids in the town with the big trombones and the rat-a-tat drums and the big brass bass. And the piccolo uniforms too, with the shiny gold braid on coat and a big green stripe.
Well, I don't know much about bands, but I do know you can't make a living selling big trombones or rat-a-tat drums. No, sir. Mandolin picks, perhaps, or here and there a Jew's harp.
No, the fellow sells bands, boys' bands. I don't know how he does it, but he lives like a king, and he dallies, and he gathers, and he plucks, and he shines, and when the man dances, certainly, boys, what else? The piper pays him. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. When the man dances, certainly, boys, what else? The piper pays him.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
But he doesn't know the territory.
River City, we're crossing state line in the highway. River City, population 2212. Cigarettes legal in this state. Board!
Well, if you're all through, I'll tell you about Harold Hill.
You really know Harold Hill?
Never saw him before in my life, but I know this much. Giving each and every one of us a black eye. Once he's through running a town over, the next salesman that comes through there automatically gets tarred and feathered and run out of the city limits on a rail. Think that's funny? Wait till it happens to you. Your hair will never grow back.
But why should he get rode out of town on a rail?
Because in order for him to sell the band instruments and the uniforms and the instruction books, he's got to guarantee to teach the kids to play.
Well?
And form them kids into a band with himself as a leader.
What's wrong with that?
He don't know one note from another. That's what's wrong with that. He don't know a bass drum from a pipe organ. I'm going to catch up with him one of these days, that 2-bit thimble rigger. When I do, I'm going to squeal on him so loud.
You're sure mad. I'd like to be around when you catch up with that fella.
Well, it won't be on this trip. Nah, highway. No, even the great Professor Hill wouldn't try to sell anything to those neck-bowed Hawkeyes out here.
Gentlemen, you intrigue me. I think I'll give Iowa a try.
Don't believe I caught your name.
I don't believe I dropped it. Ah, sir. Excuse me, neighbor. Could you kindly direct me which way is the center of town?
It's right straight down the middle of the street.
Excuse me. I was wondering where I might find a good hotel.
Try the farmhouse in Chicago. It's a great place to stay, but I wouldn't want to live there. Oh, well, your Aunt Bertha's dead.
Well, she would have come anyways.
Excuse me, ladies. I was wondering what you do around here for excitement.
Mind your own business. You're in Iowa.
Iowa. Well, at least I know now how to pronounce it. I thought you folks preferred Iowa.
We do.
But he just said Iowa.
We say it now and then, but we don't like anyone else to.
You're in Iowa.
You folks sure know how to make a body feel at home.
We can be cold and a
You want to go around the new toys all day.
Mr. Squires, yes? I'm interested in a rig for Sunday, if you could accommodate me.
I expect you ought to see the man in charge of hiring, who is late, as usual.
Hey, Gregory! Marcellus! Yo, something good. What in the world?
Hill's the name of this trip, Professor Harold Hill.
But Greg, what are you doing here? Why didn't I even know you were coming?
I didn't know it was myself. Besides, how was I supposed to know you'd end up in a little tank town like this? You were a pretty big slicker when you were in business with me.
Too many close shaves the way you work. Besides, I got a nice cover girl, Ethel Tockmeyer, boss niece.
Gone legitimate, huh? I knew you'd come to no good.
What's the new pitch? You're not back in the band business. I heard you wasn't Steve Automobiles.
I was.
What happened?
Somebody actually invented one.
No.
Now, give me the lowdown here, Mars.
You never get anywhere in the band business with these stubborn Iowans, Greg. Besides, we get a stuck-up music teacher exposed you for your grip unpacked.
Male or female?
The music teacher's librarian, female.
Great. Now, if she passes by, point her out to me.
I will. I can start the pitch.
Same old way. Keep that music teacher off balance, then get your town out of the serious trouble it's in.
River City's in any trouble.
Then I'll have to create some. I'll have to create a desperate need for a boys band. Now, you remember, what's new around here? What could I use?
Well, nothing. Except the billiards parlor just put a new pool table.
They never had a pool table here before?
Nope, only billiards.
That'll do. See you later, Mars. And remember, music teacher. You're Mr. Dunlop.
Yep.
Either you're closing your eyes to a situation you do not wish to acknowledge, or you are unaware of the caliber of disaster indicated by the presence of a pool table in your community. Well, you got trouble, my friend. Right here, I say trouble right here in River City. Why, sure, I'm a billiard player. Certainly mighty proud to say it. I'm always mighty proud to say it. I consider the hours I spent with a cue in my hand are golden. Help you cultivate horse sense and a cool head and a keen eye. Did you ever take and try and give an ironclad lead to yourself from a 3-rail billiard shot? But just as I say, it takes judgment, brains, and maturity to score in a ball-line game, and I say that any boob can take and shove a ball in a pocket. And I call that slop. The first big step on the road to the depths of degradation. I say a first little ominous no wine from a teaspoon and beer from a bottle. And the next thing you know, your son is playing for money in a pinchback suit. And listening to some big out-of-town jackbird here and then tell about horse race gambling. Not a wholesome trot race, no, but a race where they sit down right on a horse. Like to see some stuck-up jockey boy sitting on a damn patch. Make your blood boil, I should say. Now, friends, let me tell you what I mean. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Pockets in the table. Pockets that mark the difference between a gentleman and a bum with a capital B and that rhymes with P and that stands for pool. And all week long, your River City youth will be frittering away. I say your young men will be frittering. Frittering away their noontime, supper time, short time too. Get the ball in the pocket, never mind getting dandelions pulled to the screen door patch to the beefsteak pounded. Never mind pumping the water until your parents are caught with a cistern empty on a Saturday night, and that's trouble. Oh yes, you got lots and lots of trouble. I'm thinking of the kids in the Knickerbocker shirt tail, young ones peeking in the pool hall when they're at school, and that's trouble. Folks, right here in River City, trouble. With a capital T, and that rhymes with P, and that stands for pool. Now I know all you folks are the right kind of parents, so I'm gonna be perfectly frank. Would you like to know what kind of conversation goes on while they loaf around the hall? They'll be trying out Beal, trying out Cubans, trying out tailor-mades like cigarette fiends, and bragging all about how they're gonna cover up a telltale breathless sensei. One fine night, they leave the pool hall, headed for the dance at the armory. Libertine men and scarlet women in ragtime. Shameless music that'll drag your son and your daughter into the arms of the jungle animal instinct mass hysteria. Friends, the idle brain is the devil's playground trouble. Right here in River City. With a capital T and that rhymes with P and that stands for pool. We surely got trouble. Right here in River City. Gotta figure out a way to keep the young ones tomorrow after school.
Our children gonna have trouble.
Mothers of River City. Look for the telltale signs of corruption. When your son leaves the house, does he rebuckle the knickerbockers below the knees? Is there a nicotine stain on his index finger? A dime novel hidden in the corn crib. Is he memorizing jokes out of Captain Billy's whiz-bang? Are certain words creeping into his conversation? Words like swell, and so's your old man. If so, my friends, you got trouble. Right here in River City. With a capital T and that rhymes with P and that stands for pool. We certainly got trouble. Right here in River City. Remember the Maine, Plymouth Rock, and the Golden Rule. Oh, we got trouble. We're in terrible, terrible trouble. That game with the 15 numbered balls is the devil's tool. Oh, yes, we got trouble, trouble, trouble. With a T, that rhymes with T, and that stands for pool. Remember, my friends, I come this way but once. Did you drop your...
No.
Well, didn't I meet you in...
No.
I'll only be in town a short while.
Good. That you, daughter? Yes, ma'am. I don't remember the library being open last 4th of July. It was, Mama, all evening. Mama, a strange man followed me all over town. Oh? Who? Well, I've never seen him before. Did he say anything? He tried. Did you say anything? Mama, of course not. Now, don't dawdle, Amaryllis. So, do, la, re, si, mi, a little slower, and please keep the fingers curved as nice and high as you possibly can. Don't get faster, dear. If you don't mind my saying so, it wouldn't have hurt you to find out what that gentleman wanted. I know what the gentleman wanted. What, dear? You'll find it in Balzac. Excuse me for living, but I never read it. Neither has anyone else in this town. There you go again with that same old comment about the low mentality of River City people and taking it all too much to heart. Now, Mama, as long as the Madison Public Library was entrusted to me for the purpose of improving River City's cultural level, I can't help my concern that the ladies of River City keep ignoring all my counsel and advice. But darling, when a woman has a husband and you've got none, why should she take advice from you? Even if you can quote Balzac and Shakespeare and all them other highfalutin Greeks. Mama, if you don't mind my saying so, you have a bad habit of changing every subject. I haven't changed the subject. I was talking about that stranger. What stranger? With the suitcase who may be your very last chance. Do you think that I allow a common masher now? Really, Mama, I have my standards where men are concerned, and I have no intention. I know all about your standards, and if you don't mind my saying so, there's not a man alive who could hope to measure up to that blend of Paul Bunyan, St. Pat, and Noah Webster. You've concocted for yourself out of your Irish imagination. You're out with stubbornness, and your library full of books. Well, if that isn't the best I've ever heard.
Thank you. Can I have a drink,
May
please?
I have a drink, please?
May I have a drink, please?
Yes, dear. Winthrop, it's after dark. Now, is that a way to walk into the house? Hello. That won't do at all. I'll have a kiss from my boy. The lady over here is your sister, young man.
Hello, Winthrop.
Winthrop, where's your manners?
I'm having a party on Saturday. Will you please come? I'd especially like it very much if you'd come. Winthrop?
Well, Winthrop, Amaryllis asked you to a party. Are you going or aren't you?
No.
No what?
No, thank you.
You know the little girl's name.
He won't say Amaryllis because of the S, because of his lisp. He's ashamed.
We know all about his lisp, Amaryllis. Well, Winthrop?
I'll bet he won't say it.
No, thank you, Amaryllis.
Amaryllis. He's crying. Why does he get so mad at people? Just because he lisps?
It's not only because he lisps. That's just part of it, Amaryllis.
What's the other part?
Never mind, dear. It's just that he never talks very much.
Not even you and your mother?
No, dear. We all have to be a little patient.
I'm patient, even though he doesn't ever talk to me. But I do him. I say goodnight to him every night on the Evening Star. You have to do it the very second you see it, too, or it doesn't count. Good night, my Winthrop. Good night. Sleep tight.
Oh, there, darling. Don't cry. We'll have lots of time. If not Winthrop, there'll be someone else.
Oh, never. I'll end up an old maid like you. Sorry, Miss Marian. Can I play my...
May I play my crosshand?
May I play my crosshand piece?
You may.
See, if you don't have a sweetheart, you have no one to say goodnight to on the Evening Star.
I know, Amaryllis, but for the time being, just say goodnight, my someone. You can fill the name when the right someone comes along.
Well, all right. It's better than nothing.
Yes, it is. Now you can play your crosshand piece. Good night, my someone, good night.
Squires for his fine stereotypical slide. And to Ethel Toffmeyer, our fine player piano player. As mayor of River City, I welcome all of you River citizens to the 4th of July exercises. Set up for the indoors here in Madison Gymnasium, account the weather. 7. 4. Yes. Oh. The members of the school board will now be presenting a patriotic tableau. Oh, God. The members of the school board will not be presenting some disagreement about the costumes, I suppose. Instead, the wanton girls of the local wigwam of Hiawatha will present the spectacle, my wife. In which my wife, your Lady McKechnie's Shin, will take a leading role. Mrs. Shin will recover. No thanks to a certain young ruffian who is a disgrace to our city. 4 score and... yes. The Pain's fireworks spectacular the last days of Pompeii will take place, providing the rain has stopped by 9:30. It'll be out to Madison Picnic Park, across the creek from the pest house.
How can it be raining? Didn't the Gazette predict fair?
Sure did, Ewart. That's why we're all prepared for a storm.
The Gazette arrives most of the time, and you know it, JC.
You wouldn't last very long in the banker business being accurate most of the time.
Well, actually, I'm a mighty fine banker.
Order. Let's have order here.
Looks like the 8 o'clock's late again.
I make her early.
She's late, all right.
She's right on time. What's the matter with your watch?
My watch is just fine.
I think it was a little late.
Members of the school school board stop bickering in public?
The word they said was...
Never mind. Score!
We heard there's a pool table in town.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
Now, just a minute.
Well, is it a pool table or isn't it?
Will you allow me to get on with the exercises?
We don't want any more exercises until we get this pool table settled. Yeah.
Let's protect our children.
Yeah.
Resist sin and corruption.
Yeah.
Smite that devil and keep our young boys pure.
Yeah.
Friends, may I have your attention, please? Attention, please. I can deal with this trouble, friends, with a wave of my hand, this very hand. Please observe me, if you will. I'm Professor Harold Hill, and I'm here to organize a River City Boys Band. Now think, my friends, how could any pool table ever help to compete with a gold trombone? Rah, 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 da, 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 rah, rah. Remember, my friends, what a handful of drum players did to the famous walls of Jericho. Billy part of the walls coming tumbling down. Old band will do it, my friends. Well, yes, I mean a boys band, you hear me. I said River City's gotta have her boys bands, and I mean she needs it today. Well, Professor Harold Hill is on hand, and River City's gonna have her boys band. As sure as the Lord made little green apples, and that band's gonna be in uniform. Johnny, Willie, Teddy, Fred. You'll see the glitter of the crashing cymbals. Then you'll hear the thunder of the rolling drums. The shimmer of trumpets, ta-da-raw, and you'll feel something akin to the electric thrill that I once enjoyed. When Gilmore, Liberati, Pat Conway, the great Creatore, W.C. Handy, and John Philip Sousa all came to town on the very same historic day. 76 trombones led the big parade, while 110 cornets close at hand. They're formed by rows and rows of the finest virtuosos, the cream of every famous band. 76 trombones caught the morning sun, while 110 cornets right behind. There were more than 1,000 reeds springing up like weeds. There were horns of every shape and kind. There were copper-bottom symphony and horse platoon, thundering, thundering louder than before. Clarinets of every size and trumpeters would improvise a whole octave higher than the score. And horse platoon, thundering, thundering louder than before. Clarinets of every size and trumpeters would improvise a full octave higher than the score. 76 trombones hit the counterpoint, 110 cornets played the way. To the rhythm of hush, 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 all the kids began to march, and their march beats still right today. 76 trombones hit the counterpoint, 110 cornets played the way. To the rhythm of hush, 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 all the kids began to march, and their march beats still right today. Mr. Williams represents.
This calls for emergency action. That man is a spellbinder. I haven't seen Iowa people get so excited since the day Frank Gotts and Strangler Lewis lay on the mat for 3.5 hours without moving a muscle.
Oh, that was exciting.
Never mind, I want his credentials. Grab that hoodlum, he almost brought me to shit.
Hey, Hulk, let me go.
Thank you, Professor. Have to make an example of him. Ringleader, you know. What he does, the gang does.
You wild kid, ya. His father's one of them day laborers from south of town. You wild kid, ya. He was tagging there on Main Street after my oldest girl last Sunday.
I wasn't either tagging.
Now don't you contradict me.
We were just walking together. Great honk.
You watch your phraseology. Now I know what you was doing. My little Gracie's seen ya. And you keep your hands off my oldest girl, or you'll hear from me till who laid the rail. Hill, I'll talk to you about this band thing Monday morning down at City Hall. 9 o'clock, sharp. Men, I want his credentials.
Oh, Constable, I'll be responsible for the boy.
You don't know this kid. He's tough, and he's got his gang waiting outside.
Oh, I'll be careful. Now, Tommy, I'd like to talk to you about the band.
Oh, gee, Professor. That's for the little kids.
I'm not talking about you playing in the band. You're mechanically minded, aren't you? Ever do anything with perpetual motion?
Nearly had it a couple times.
You did? You're my boy. Do you realize that nobody has ever invented a music holder for the marching piccolo player? No place to hang the music.
Wonder where to get some wire from.
Check your cellar. That's where most people keep wire. Oh, Tommy. Now, Constable, I'll show you how to break up a gang. Oh, young lady. Oh, miss. What's your name?
Anita, I didn't have any idea you was beckoning to me. Yeah.
Do you know Tommy Gilas? Tommy, this is Anita. Escort the young lady home.
Only except I'm not going home. I have to go to the library. Yeah.
Then escort the young lady home by way of the library. By way of the candy kitchen.
Yes, sir. Do I have to?
You have to.
Yes, sir.
Well, Professor, you seem like a pretty bright young fellow, but you made a couple of mistakes, though.
Oh?
The mayor had him still in that billiard parlor and that new pool table.
Oh, and what was my other mistake?
That's Anita. She's the mayor's oldest girl.
Just a minute, Professor Hill. We need your credentials. We're the school board. Academic certificates.
Nothing of the kind.
There's some papers.
They can put up a bond.
What's this I'm hearing? Say, ice cream.
Ice cream. But I don't sing 'em, man, if that's what you're talking
Then talk.
Down here. Ice cream. Talk slow. Ice cream.
See? Singing is only sustained talking. Now you.
Ice cream.
Now you.
Right here. Ice cream.
Now you, sir.
Ice cream.
Ladies, from now on, you will never see one of these gentlemen without the other three.
Oh, you're wrong, Professor. They've hated each other for years.
Ice cream. Ice cream. Ice cream.
How can there be
Any citizens here?
Where is the good and goodbye? Your apprehensions confuse me, dear. Puzzle and mystify, mystify. Tell me what can be fair and farewell here, while one single star shines above. How can there be any innocence here?
don't suppose you live alone or anything?
No.
Well, I've got some wonderful caramels over at the hotel.
Mr. Hill.
Professor Hill.
Professor of what? At what college do they give a degree for annoying women on the street like a Saturday night rowdy at a public dance hall?
Oh, I wouldn't know anything about those kind of things. I'm a conservatory man myself. Gary, Indiana, gold medal class of '05.
Even should that happen to be true, does that give you the right to follow me around wherever I go? And another thing, Mr. Hill, I'm not as easily mesmerized or hoodwinked as some people in this town, and I think it only fair to warn you that I have a shelf full of reference books in there which may very well give me some interesting information about you.
Hey, Gregory! Hi, Marcellus. And don't call me Greg.
How'd you make out with the music teacher?
Scrumptious. 8 out of my hand the minute I tip my hat.
She did? Boys, you cut the swath tonight. For a minute, even I thought you knew something about leading a band. Just like when you used to imitate that band fellow back in Joplin.
Yeah. Aw, kid stuff. I'm in rare form these days, son. Just you keep your eyes on me for the next 4 weeks.
4 weeks? It only used to take 10 days from instruments dry.
Well, it still does. But it takes 4 weeks for the uniforms.
Oh no, Greg, you had uniforms?
Uniforms and instruction books.
Instruction books? You can't pass yourself off as a music professor. You have to lead the band. Not for any 4 weeks.
Mars.
But you don't know one note from another.
I've developed a revolutionary new method where you don't bother with notes.
But Greg, in 4 weeks, people want to hear music, and you have to lead the band.
Oh, it's a refined operation, son, and I've got it timed right down to the last wave of the brakeman's hand on the last train out of town. Now, if you'll excuse me, Mr. Washburn.
Oh, Professor Hill, we're all agog, simply agog. On the QB, everyone's so excited about the band.
I'm Ethel Toppmeyer, the pianola girl.
And this is Mrs. Squires and Mrs. Hicks. And of course, you've met our mayor's wife, Eulalie McKechnie-Shin. Isn't it exciting, Eulalie?
Oh, I could not say. Oh, no, I could not say at this time, no. I could not say. My husband will wish to investigate, I'm sure. And, quite naturally, I am reticent. Oh, yes, I am reticent.
Of course, Miss Shin, I understand. But you see, part of my music plans includes a committee on the dance and... No, wait, do that again, Miss Shin. Your foot, the way you raised it just now.
Oh, well, I have a bunion there that bothers.
Oh, what grace. What natural flow of rhythm. What expression of line and movement.
Oh, Mr. Hill.
You must accept the chairmanship of the ladies' auxiliary dance. Mustn't she, ladies? Every move you make bespeaks Del Sart. Will you, Miss Shin? Please say yes.
Eulalie McKechnie-Shin. Dancing.
Then you accept?
Yes, indeed, and I would just like to say
Thank you. Now then, the young lady who teaches piano, Marian Paroo, I believe? After all, she is the librarian.
Professor Hill, her kind of woman doesn't belong on any committee. Of course, I shouldn't tell you this, but she advocates dirty books.
Dirty books?
And the worst thing, of course, I shouldn't tell you this, but I'll tell. Oh, no, the man lives on my street. Let me tell.
Stop! I'll tell. She made brazen overtures to a man who never had a friend in this town. Old Miser Madison.
Miser Madison? Madison Gymnasium? Madison Picnic Park? Madison Hospital? That Miser Madison?
Exactly. Who do you think he was, anyway?
Well, I should say, show off. Gave the town the library, too, didn't he?
Oh, that's just it. When he died, he left the library building to the city. But he left all the books to her.
She was seen going and coming from his place.
yes, maybe soon you'll take guarantee. Shed golden glitter on a silver wedding carpet ring. Melt it down and you'll reveal a lump of letters pulled steel hip, where a woman's heart should be.
Well, I have just what you need over at the hotel, if you'll come with me. Good night, ladies. Good night, ladies. Good night, ladies. Good night, ladies. We're going to do now. Farewell, ladies. Farewell, ladies. Farewell, ladies. We're going to leave you now. It's all right. I know everything, and it doesn't make any difference.
I don't know what you're talking about.
You were probably very young. Anyone can make a mistake.
What?
No apologies, no explanations, please. I'll only be in town a short while.
Will you please make your selection and leave?
I have
Well, what do you want to take out?
the librarian.
Quiet, please.
The librarian. You're not listening, Marian. Look. Marian. Marbles. 6 Stillies, 8 Aggies, and a dozen Pee-wees. And 1 big glassy with an American flag in the middle. I think I'll drop them.
No.
Marian. Madam Librarian. What can I do, my dear, to catch your ear? I love you madly, madly, Madam Librarian. Marian, heaven help us if the library caught on fire and the volunteer horse brigade men had to whisper the news to Marian. Madam Librarian. But when I try in here to tell you, dear, I need you badly, badly, Madam Librarian. Marian, if I stumbled and I busted my whatchamacallit, I could lie on your floor unnoticed, so my body had turned to Rian. Madam Librarian. Now in the moonlight, a man could sing it in the moonlight. And a fellow would know that his darling had heard every word of his song with the moonlight helping along. But when I try in here to tell you, dear, I love you madly, madly, Madam Librarian. Marian, it's a long lost cause I can never win, for the civilized world accepts as unforgivable sin, and he's talking out loud with any librarian, such as Marian. Madam Librarian. But when I try in here to tell you, dear, I love you madly, madly, Madam Librarian. Marian, it's a long lost cause I can never win, for the civilized world accepts as unforgivable sin, and he's talking out loud with any librarian, such as Marian. Ladies' dance committee meets Tuesday nights. Madam Librarian. Marshmallow? Rian. Well, Tommy, we've had a pretty good morning. 11 sales out of 12 tries. Tell you what, it's almost noon. You go home and get some dinner. I'll try through by myself.
Okay. Bye, Professor.
Oh, Tommy. Thanks.
Just a minute. Are you soliciting? You haven't got a license.
Why, no, Mayor Shin. I collect doorbells. And this particular...
Flattery will not avail you. Soliciting is statutory in this county. Malfeasance without a permit. How come you haven't been down to City Hall with your papers?
I must have just missed you. Mayor Shin, your hand. Oh, no.
What is it?
The spread of the little finger. It's hereditary.
Oh, it is? What's that mean?
It means that your son's little finger is perfectly situated to operate the spit valve on a B-flat flugelhorn.
Is that good?
Good. This means that America has at last produced an artist that can flugel the minute waltz in 50 seconds.
How can I get one of those horns?
Sign here, Mr. Mayor. That'll be $17 earnest money.
Just think, I could have missed this whole thing myself. I haven't got any, son. You unscrupulous blue-eyed, you'd better be down to City Hall with your papers at 3 o'clock.
You mean this afternoon?
I couldn't be any plainer if I was a Quaker on his day off.
Miss Paroo, do you realize that you have the facial characteristics of a cornet virtuoso?
I'm not sure if I understand you entirely, Professor.
If your son has that same firm chin and those splendid cheek muscles, not that he could ever be really great or anything.
Oh, is that so? And in the name of St. Bridget, why not?
Well, you see, all the really great cornet players were Irish. O'Clark, O'Klein, O'Mendez.
But Professor, we are Irish.
No, really? That clinches it. Sign here, Miss Paroo. Fine. That'll be $7 earnest money. Nothing more due till the first installment, payable at the beginning of band practice. Now, I'll need the boy's measurements for his band uniform.
His uniform?
Hello, son. Of course, his uniform. And there won't be a penny due till delivery, which gives him 4 weeks to enjoy, anticipate, and to imagine. Never let the demands of today interfere with the pleasures and excitements of today.
Would it have
A stripe? Why, yes, my boy, a wide green stripe down each leg. Now, what do you think of that?
You'll have to excuse Winthrop, Professor. We can't get him to say 3 words a day, even to us. And if you could get him to perform in the band, you'd have St. Michael's own way with you. But if anyone can do it, I'll bet you can. Out of a crowd, I'd pick you as a hod-carrying, clay-pipe-smoking, shamrock-wearing, harp-playing, Mevermeen-pinching, tarot-call, minstrel-singing Irishman. Be gobbin' be jabbers, where are you from, me boy?
Gary, Indiana.
I knew it. Where did you say?
Gary, Indiana. In fact, Gary Conservatory was my alma mater.
Was she now?
Why, yes. The Gary Conservatory Gold Medal class of '05. How to do, Miss Paroo?
How to do, Mr. Hill?
Paroo, yes. I thought that sounded familiar. I meant to call you...
He wants to put Winthrop in the band. We're not interested, Mama. But Marian, the boy might have his father's musical gift. He does have my da, you know.
Oh, your husband musical? I'd like to
Do you burst into everyone's homes like this, prying into personal affairs? We're not interested. Marian?
Well, there's one for and one against. Why not let the boy's father decide?
The boy's father is dead. Anything else?
I'm sorry. But that's all the more reason why your brother should have something like this.
My brother's a 10-year-old problem child who can't understand why his father was taken away. Would you care to explain it to him? He's been brooding about it for 2 years. And as for your musical tricks, why don't you go into business with some nice carnival man who sells gold-painted watches and glass diamond rings?
Musical tricks? Well, I'm sure she likes the idea. A little cautious, perhaps, but I admire that in a woman.
One moment, Professor Hill, about the boy's measurements. I make all of his clothes. Sleeve 21, waist 18, crotch 14.
Thank you. That's all I need.
Please excuse Marian. She's not really, well...
Miss Paroo, I understand. And I'm sure that at heart, she's as lovely as yourself. Good day to you, Widow Paroo.
Has he gone? He has. And I hope not forever. Darling, when are you going to think about your future? Gary, Indiana, conservatation class of '05. Now, darling. Now, Mama. Surely a girl's future doesn't depend on encouraging every fast-talking, self-centered, woman-chasing traveling man who comes to town. And the fact that he claims his commodity is music does not, in this particular case, impress me. All right, darling, all right. But it's a well-known principle that if you keep the flint in one drawer and the steel in another, you'll never strike much of a fire. Mama. Winthrop, I know you're there. Please go to the library and ask Mr. Grubb for the book I set aside. It's the Indiana State Educational Journal, 1890 to 1910. It's a large brown volume with black corners.
Do I have to?
You won't have to say anything. I've written it all down. Here. Thank you, dear.
Now what are you up to? Why do you need books at this hour of the night?
I have a feeling that this Indiana journal may help me poke some rather large holes in the professor's claims.
Well, I give up. At your age, if you don't mind my asking, what kind of a white knight do you expect to come riding along?
Well, I'm not waiting for Luther Grainer, who backs me into the ancient history shelf every time he comes to the library.
He does?
Or Ed Gamage in that buggy of his with the removable back seat. But I'm not waiting for a man in shining white armor either.
Footbridge.
See, now isn't that just what I said? First the lumberyard, and now the footbridge. And where would we meet after that? The black hole of Calcutta? Yeah.
I just wanted to join my invention.
What is it?
Musical from our two piccolo players. It still has a couple of minor flaws though. See, when you hold it tight enough to keep the music steady, you cut off the circulation and you can't twiddle your fingers. Meanwhile, you could go blind.
Tommy, Papa!
Now, was that the very first thing I said tonight? The very first thing I said, well, Tame was no more. Get that spellbound instrument, I said, month of July 4th, 1912. And now what? My wife is out dancing and getting it all out instead of in the home.
But George.
And the schoolboy is singing up street and down alley. And my only girl is fooling around with some wild kid on the wrong side of town. Meanwhile, my business is falling out so far I can't find the balance sheet.
Dear Jim, I think I might have found something very interesting in the book about the Westfield on.
You do? Oh, I know all about that. Seems to be the only thing I could ever get out of him. Jerry, Indiana, Conservatory Classified 5.
But if you'll just take time to read a little about the conservatory, I don't think you'll have to look any further. Here, it's on page...
Papa! 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 The Wells Fargo wagon's coming down from the depot! The Wells Fargo wagon!
The Wells Fargo wagon? At this time of the day, no Wells Fargo wagon. No likely story.
It could be the band instrument!
The band instrument?
COD. Yes, it could be. Yes, you're right. It really could be something very, very special now. Oh, the Wells Fargo wagon is coming out. Don't let it pass my door. The Wells Fargo wagon is coming down the street. I wish I knew what he was coming for. But he ain't honest and they're getting for the courthouse square.
Oh, the Wells Fargo wagon is coming now. I don't know how I can ever wait to see. It could be something for someone who is no relation, but it could be something special just for me.
Here you are, Winthrop.
My cornet. Gee, thanks, Professor.
Men, you will each receive individual instruction books in due course. But in the meanwhile, stay off the streets, get acquainted with your instruments, and think of the minuet in G. La-di-da-di-da-di-da-di-da, la-di-da, la-di-da.
Sister, isn't this the most scrumptious solid gold thing you ever saw? I never thought I'd see anything so scrumptious as this scrumptious solid gold thing. Oh, sister!
Round one for you, Mr. Bell. But I better hear some tooting out of them horns in pretty short order, or you'll hear from me in front of the grand jury down at the county seat. Now, Miss Marian, about that book.
Come, George, tell me the truth.
You watch your phraseology. Now go home if you like. Glad to get something from the library. About that book. Oh, thank you.
The ladies' dance committee meets Tuesday night.
It's your sweet hello, dear, that gets me up. And it's your got to go, dear, that gets me down. It's you on my pillow in all of my dreams. Till once more the morning breaks through. No words could be sweeter or truer or greater than it's you. It's you. Yes, it's you. Oh, yes, it's
Please, kids, this kid will have my neck. If you want to hold these kids back, go ahead. All right, what'll it be? Now when no kissing the very first date is usually husky. Now when no kissing the second time out is anything but fussy. But when no wait to the third time round and the clouds feet on the ground. She's the girl he's found. She's his spoopy. Shaboopy, shaboopy, shaboopy. Shaboopy, shaboopy, shaboopy. Walker raise the curtain, walk around twice to take a turn. Once more on the flower gone, ship never gets sore. Beg your pardon. Remy Focolopsy goes. Squeeze her once the isle. It gets squeezed back, that's fancy cooking. Once more of a pair of rubs, ship never gets sore on the way to supper. Do Remy Focolopsy goes. Now little sounds no good, anyone can see. Looking at you go gal who only goes for me. Squeeze her once she is. Get squeezed back, that's fancy cooking. Once more of her pair of rubs, she'll never get sore on her way to supper. Shaboopy, shaboopy, shaboopy. Shaboopy, shaboopy, shaboopy.
You know what I see written all over you? Reform school. Now get out, you wild kid.
Oh, please. It's fabulous like you say. Cleanse the right place. Yeah.
Watch your fragology. Now go home, young lady. You lady.
Now
not yours. I was
You tend to your dance.
Oh, yes, my hand.
All handles Anita.
Mayor Shin, if I could just make you understand.
Well, you can't. And thanks for nothing. I've read through that book you gave me from cover to cover for a whole week now, and I haven't found a thing.
Oh, Mayor Shin, if you please.
I'll settle your house as soon as I'm done getting these premises off my oldest girl. Yes.
But in the meantime, I want you to know I'm vouching for Tommy Gillis. That boy's got the confidence of every kid in town. And by the time our band plays its first concert, you'll be waiting in line to shake his hand.
By the time your band plays its first concert, the individual members will have to foregather in wheelchairs, account the broken legs they will have suffered from tripping over their own beards. And another thing, my fine feathered blind, never mind, Oliver, JC, Ewart, Owen. I want this man's credentials and I want him tonight. He's Clipper in the Mississippi Sturgeon.
You mean you want his papers?
Get his papers or get him in jail.
Professor Hill, I think Mayor Shin has behaved abominably, and I think it was wonderful of you coming to Tommy's defense.
Oh, it was nothing.
Oh, yes, it was.
Oh, no. A man can't dodge the issue every time a little personal risk is involved. And Mayor Shin was already pretty upset on account of his pool table. And I suppose a recommendation from the musical authority, I couldn't think of that.
Why, Professor Hill,
You would?
I'd be glad to. I've been wanting to talk to you about Winthrop's cornet.
His coronet?
He sings the minuet in G almost constantly.
La-di-da-di-da-di-da-di-da, la-di-da, la-di-da.
But he never touches the cornet.
Well, you see...
He says you told him it wasn't necessary.
Well?
He tells me if he thinks the minuet in G, he won't have to bother with the notes. Now, Professor...
Miss Marian, the think system is a revolutionary new method where you don't bother with notes. Now, I can't discuss these things here in public. If you'll allow me to call, when may I call?
Why, any night this week?
Oh, Miss Paroo, won't you join our Del Sarte committee?
He was so dear to my dance this career, Professor Hill.
Sorry, Professor, we've got our orders.
We've all been deputized.
Yes, congratulations. Now let's see. All week I've tried to get you fellows my references and credentials, but somehow you always seem to get off the subject. Now I have just what you need up in my hotel room if you'll allow me to...
Sorry, afraid we're going to have to go with you.
Well, let's see if I have my key. What's this? A testimonial from Madame Reaney, the only female bassoon player ever to play in the Red Tap Circuit. Her stage name, of course. Actually, she was from Moline. Lida Rose Quackenbush.
Can I see that for a minute?
Oh, you'll never forget the name Lida Rose, the same as the old song. Lida Rose, I'm home again, Rose, to get the sun back in the sky. Lida Rose, I'm home again, Rose, about a thousand kisses shine. Ding dong, ding, I can hear the chapel bells chime. Ding dong, ding, at the least suggestion, I'll pop the question. Lida Rose, I'm home again, Rose, without a sweetheart through my name. Lida Rose, everyone knows that I am hoping you're the same. So here's my love song, not fancy or fine. Lida Rose, oh, won't you be my Lida Rose, oh, Lida Rose, oh, Lida Rose.
Now, Mama.
Now nothing. If he ever comes to call again, you leave him alone. And if you haven't the gumption to tell him how you feel...
Tell him?
Well, there's nothing wrong with a lady like him. Mama! Winfred, where have you been?
Fishing?
Fishing?
With Harold. You mean Professor Hill?
Mm-hmm. And look, I still have some warmth left.
Did you have a good time?
Scrumptious. He told me all about his hometown, Gary, Indiana. And he said he'd take me there someday. And he taught me a song that hardly has any S's in it. Gary, Indiana, Gary, Indiana, Gary, Indiana. Let me say it once again. Gary, Indiana, Gary, Indiana, Gary, Indiana. That's the town that knew me when. If you'd like to have a logical explanation, how I happened on this elegant syncopation, I will say without a moment of hesitation, there's just one place that can light my face. Gary, Indiana, Gary, Indiana, not Louisiana, Paris, France, New York, or Rome, but Gary, Indiana, Gary, Indiana, Gary, Indiana, my home sweet home. If you'd like to have a logical explanation, how I happened on this elegant syncopation, I will say without a moment of hesitation, there's just one place that can light my face. Gary, Indiana, not Louisiana, Paris, France, New York, or Rome, but Gary, Indiana, Gary, Indiana, Gary, Indiana, my home sweet home. I'll be back in a minute. I have to show Amaryllis my live frog. La-di-da-di-da-di-da-di-da.
Leave the dishes, Mama. I'll do them.
Don't you have to change the toast bowl?
There's time for that later.
Say, shit's around here?
Shinhome is on East Elm. This is West Elm.
Ah, great. Say, you're the piano teacher in this here town. Well, you must know about that fella Hill, former boys band.
Yes?
Well, don't let it worry you any longer. I got the goods on him in spades, that two-bit thimble rigger. That's why I gotta see the shins. Yep, number 8 only makes a 15-minute water stop. Sure wish it was 20. I'd like to concentrate 5 minutes on you, girly girl.
Who are you?
The name's Charlie Cow, anvil salesman. Right now I'm out to protect the good name of traveling fraternity from this here swindler.
Mr. Cal, you're making a big mistake.
Mistake my old lady's corset collar. That man's been the raspberry seed in my wisdom tooth just long enough. Spoiled Illinois for me, now I'm not gonna let him spoil Iowa. Say, what type of piano teacher are you anyways? You didn't see right through him? He's no more from...
I know all about that. Band leaders are always called professors. It's a harmless deception. He's a fine director and hits the elastic of
fine director. Have you heard one note music from any band?
No, but
nothing, girly girl. That man's never formed a band in his life, and he never will.
if you'll just listen to me for a minute.
I'd like to. I'd like to do more than that. I sure got the inclination. I gotta get back on that train, and I gotta leave this dynamite sewn on the way to the depot. See you next time through, girly girl.
Just a minute. Mr. Cal, you don't know me yet.
got the time?
I mean, as well as I'd like to.
No trouble there, girlie girl.
I've never met a man who sells anvils before. That's something quite different.
Tell you one thing, sure takes a real salesman to sell anvils. They got a limited appeal, you know. What am I doing? If I miss that train, I'll lose my job. I gotta leave word.
Leave word with me.
Not on your tin type. How do I know you deliver these here letters?
Try me. There's your train, now run for it.
Why, you double-dealing little... Who do you think you're protecting? That guy's got a girl in every county in Illinois, and he's taking away from each and every one of them. And that's 102 counties. Not counting the piano teachers he cozies up to just to keep their mouths shut. Neither one of you seen the last of me, girly girl.
Marian, dear, who's you talking to? Why, Professor Hill.
Miss Paroo. Top of the evening, Miss Marian.
Why don't you and Marian come up and set? I've got some jelly on the stove.
There's no jelly on the stove, Mama.
Well, I'll put some on then.
Shall we fet, as your mother said?
Professor Hill, is it true that you had 100? What I'm trying to say is...
Yes.
Is it true that you developed a think system?
A what? A think system? Oh, think system, yes. It's really very quite simple. As simple as whistling. Nobody has to show your lips how to whistle. You just think a tune, have it come out clearly here. Now you try.
I'll take your word.
Could we sit down?
Professor Hill, please don't let me keep you. I'm sure I have many more important things to do than explain the think system to me.
Can't think of one.
And they must be very dull company for men of your experience.
Now say, where did you get an idea like that?
One hears rumors of traveling salesmen.
Miss Marian, you mustn't believe everything you hear. One hears rumors about librarians.
I suppose you're referring to Uncle Matty.
Uncle Matty?
Mr. Madison, my father's best friend. No matter what they say, he left me in a sure job so Mother and Winthrop and I would have some security. Surely you don't believe it.
No. That's exactly what I'm saying. And why do you think people start those rumors?
Narrow-mindedness? Jealousy? Jealousy mostly, I guess.
Exactly. And jealousy mostly starts rumors about traveling salesmen.
And so you say, if another salesman or somebody were jealous, I mean, they could be downright liars, couldn't they?
What could?
Rumors again.
Yes, of course.
Well, it just proves you shouldn't believe everything you hear now, doesn't it? I mean, if you just discuss things...
Miss Marian, I would be delighted to discuss anything in the world with you. But couldn't we do it sitting down? You do sit. Your knees bend and all.
We could sit in chairs.
Or we could sit on a large hollow log over the footbridge.
Oh, I can't think of it. I've never been to the footbridge in my life.
Just talk.
I've got to rest first.
Then meet me there in 15 minutes.
I can't. Please, some other time. Come on.
My dear little librarian, pile up enough tomorrow, and you'll find you collecting nothing but a lot of empty yesterday. I don't know about you, but I'd like to make today worth remembering.
Oh, so would I.
Footbridge, 15 minutes.
15 minutes. Mama! I just told Professor Hill I'd meet him at the footbridge in 15 minutes.
Lord be praised, be praised. I'm using the think system on from the parlor.
Hey, Gregory, the uniforms arrived. The kids are already in there. People in the street music. Kids show up in the uniform.
Yeah.
Here's some of those. I got Tommy collected on. He's pretending to look at practice over the rugby yard.
Great. Go get the rig.
I got it.
Well, what time's the freight go?
9:30 from the junction.
But it's not even 8:20 yet.
Look, you want to trail word on the ground here? Get yourself caught in your bunny trap? You go ahead.
Don't worry, Mars. I'll see you at the hotel in plenty of time. Marian, you're late.
But you said 15 minutes.
What I meant was about 26 years late. Took you all this time just to get to the footbridge and stuff?
Well, if you want to know the truth, it was almost longer.
What do you mean?
Halfway here, I didn't turn back. I suppose not the first to find it easier to see clearly than under the spell of your salesmanship.
You don't think I'm selling you?
No, you've given me something. That's why I decided to come.
I don't recall.
Oh, yes, you have. Something beautiful. That's why I came and I was allowed. Oh, please don't be afraid that I expect too much more. One can't expect a traveling salesman to stay put. I know there are many ports of call, and there will be many more. But that's the reason for me not to be grateful for what you will have left behind for me.
Marian. don't know about me, Marian.
Hey, Gregory.
Excuse me. I'm expecting a cable from Hector Burgoyne. This could be it. Now what?
Who's the salesman here? It sounds like she's selling and you're buying.
Hey, I didn't know I was going to be able to leave tonight. Besides, I had to keep her off balance, didn't I?
She's away up balance. And now, you couldn't tell on a catboat in a hurricane.
Now listen, Buster Brown. I've come up through the ranks in this skirmish. I'm not leaving without my commission. Now then, where were we?
You're about to tell me what I don't know about it.
Well, we don't have to go into that just now, now do we?
No, we don't. Or ever, for that matter. Harold, the librarian hasn't felt like doing much research lately, but she did plenty when you first arrived.
About what?
Oh, Professor Harold Hill, gold medal class of '05. Harold, there was no Garrett Conservatory in '05.
Why, there's
Because
certainly...
the town wasn't even built till '06. I'll see you first of all.
You knew all the time?
Since July 7th, 3 days after you came. I tore this page out of the Indiana Journal. It was originally intended to use against you, but now I give it to you with all my heart.
But if you knew, why didn't you... Why, you little...
I'll say I'm crazy. Missed my train, probably lost my job. But I got you now, Phil, and you're gonna pay. You'd be in the clinket right now if it hadn't been for that piano teacher. I told her all about you. What did she do? Lollygagged me around so I couldn't get to the shinks. That dried up little man, hungry, doxy round, flat-footed fizz gig.
I'll kill you, you dirty mouth.
Big bully. You big flaw. I ain't gonna stay in this town till you get yours up, down, through, and side. Wait. Why? You didn't even know the territory. Great, you're stuck. The brig's in the alley. Come on, hurry up.
looking for Winthrop. He's run away. Please go, Harold. You've got to go. They've been talking about tar and feathers.
I can't go. I had to see you.
It's all right, don't you know that? You don't owe me a word, not a word. Now go.
I can't go.
Greg! He's around here! Grab him with me!
Wait a minute here, son.
I'm not your son. Leave go.
Not till I talk to you for a minute.
I wouldn't listen. You wouldn't tell the truth anyway.
Would too.
Would not.
Would talk. Tell you anything you want to know.
Can you lead a band?
No.
Are you a big liar?
Yes.
Are you a dirty, rotten crook?
Yes.
Be gone, you big liar!
What's the matter? You wanted the truth, didn't you? Now I'm bigger than you, so you're going to stand here and get it all. So you might as well quit wiggling. There's two things you're entitled to know. One, you're a great kid. I thought that from the first. That's why I wanted you in the band, so you quit moping around feeling sorry for yourself.
What band?
I always think there's a band, kid.
What's the other thing I'm entitled to know?
Well, actually, now that I come to think of it, the other thing isn't any of your business.
I wish you'd never come to River City. No, you don't, Winthrop.
Sister, you believe him?
I believe everything he said.
But he promised
I know what he promised us, and it's all happened just like he said. The lights, and the flags, and the colors, and the symbols. Well, what's all that? In the way that every kid in this town walked around here all summer. Especially you. And the parents. Does Mom wish she'd never come to River City?
Well, you do, don't you?
No, Winthrop. So go, Harold, please. Go on, Professor. Hurry up.
I can't go, Winthrop.
Why not?
Because for the first time in my life, I got my foot caught in the door.
Red, you're here! That way, that way!
Go on, Professor. That way, that way.
Try feathering. You want to be in his shoes?
Well, I should think there ought to be some of you who can forget your everlasting Iowa stubbornness, chip on the shoulder arrogance long enough to remember River City before Harold Hill even arrived. Well, do you? Do you? Surely some of you ought to be grateful for what he's brought to this city. And if so, I should think you'd want to admit it.
You're wasting a great deal of time here. There's one man in all who thinks this man Bill should not be pardoned, but let him stand. You let me sit down. Hands over back, now. Stand down and throw that drop to your sheet.
Think, men. Think.
of people, and first is Mrs. Susan Lord, our pianist.
And we'd like to thank Mrs. Beal.
And Mrs. Lord.
And Mrs. Lord, too. Y'all come up and name call. Yeah, you guys.
Okay. And Christy Tame.
Say something about him. Miss Beal didn't get her book. And Mrs. Riley. Princess Son.
And Mrs. Julie Dance, our choreographer.
Please call the screaming guys down. Okay. Is my nose bleeding? And Becky Raffin, the person that tries to sing.
Who's doing this man?
You are. Or she is.
Hey, can I go, please?
Please. You can say that. No, it's not the railroad seat. You can say that right.
And last but not least, Mrs. Mann.
John Beal, Joe Dockery, Carol Montos, Gail Bergeron, Jim Bergeron, Jill Holland, Steve Marquis, Gene Marquis, Nancy Nelson.
Mrs. Get It. Okay, let's scream.
And there's still more.
Robert joined, Michael joined, Molly Haggerty,
Scream, like scream.
Okay, let's scream. Let's take a scream.
Linda Linkis, Jeff Linkis, Paul Mathice, Carol Gauntlet, Mark Tucker, Colleen James.
Scream.
Look at that girl. Okay.
Hannah Dean Castro.
Turn the page.
Is it on?
Not on. Yeah.
Okay, next one, friend.
Don't laugh. You myself.
Now we go!
Good night, my someone. Good night, my love. Sleep tight, my someone. Sleep tight, my love. Our star is shining, its brightest light. For good night, my love. For good night. Sweet dreams be yours, dear, if dreams there be. Sweet dreams to carry you close to me. I wish they may, and I wish they might. Now good night, my someone. Good night. Love can be whispered from heart to heart when lovers are parted, they say. But I must depend on a wish and a star as long as my heart doesn't know who you are. Sweet dreams be yours, if dreams there be. Sweet dreams to carry you close to me. I wish they may, and I wish they might. Now good night, my someone. Good
May I have your attention, please? Attention, please. I can deal with this trouble, friends, with a wave of my hand, this very hand. Please observe me if you will. I'm Professor Harold Hill, and I'm here to organize the River City Boys Band. Don't think, my friends, how could any pool table ever hope to compete for the gold trombone? Rah, 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 da, da, rah, rah. Remember, my friends, what a handful of trumpet players did to the famous Fable Walls of Jericho. Don't feel your parlor walls come tumbling down. Oh, a band will do it, my friends. Oh, yes, I mean a boys' band. Do you hear me? I say River City's got to have a boys' band, and I mean she needs it today. Well, Professor Harold Hill's on hand, and River City's going to have her boys' band. As sure as the Lord made little green apples, and that band's going to be in uniform. Johnny, Willie, Teddy, and Fred. And you'll see the glitter of crashing cymbals. And you'll hear the thunder of rolling drums. The shimmer of trumpets. Ta-da-da! And you'll feel something akin to the electric thrill I once enjoyed when Gilmore, Liberace, Pat Conway, the great Creatore, W.C. Handy, and John Philip Sousa all came to town on the very same historic day. 76 trombones led the big parade with 110 cornets close at hand. They were followed by rows and rows of the finest virtuosos, the dream of every famous band. 76 trombones caught the morning sun with 110 cornets right behind. There were more than 1,000 reeds ringing up like weeds. There were horns of every shape shape and kind. There were copper-bottoms, timpanis, and horse platoons, thundering, thundering all along the way. Double-bell euphoniums and big bassoons, each bassoon having his big fat say. There were 50 mounted cannon in the battery, thundering, thundering louder than before. Clarinets of every size and trumpets who would improvise a full octave higher than the score.